Hey friends, how are you? It's Dottie. Welcome to my channel. It's Dottie's World. So I just lost my train of thought already. It's gonna be great. On my channel, I like to talk about random stuff. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want my channel to be. So sometimes you'll find videos where I read to you, sometimes I'm just rambling about nonsense, sometimes I talk about food, and sometimes I talk about conspiracies. So I ran into a little roadblock today. I like to try to do a live stream on Friday mornings, but apparently YouTube has updated their preferences or whatever, I don't know. And so I'm not allowed to live stream on my channel until I get 1,000 subscribers. So I think I'm only at like 48-ish, 46, something like that. So, I mean, if you like my videos, maybe share them with a friend, help me get another subscriber. I really love doing live streams, and so this is a little bit limiting. I don't do them all the time because I don't always know what to do them about. But, you know, it's a little bit annoying when you actually want to do one and then you find out that you are about 950 subscribers short. So if you want to help my channel grow a little bit, share it with a friend and maybe give me a new subscriber. If you don't like my channel, then there's plenty of other stuff on the internet that you can find to watch. But today, so I'm pretty excited for this video. I've wanted to do this pretty much since I saw the original video, and I will put a link in the description box below once I'm done. So this is going to be answering ODD TV's 21 questions that all globe believers have for flat earthers, basically. And so I'm going to go through the list and answer those questions from my perspective. I am definitely a flat earther, but I'm horrible at actually talking to people about it. And so I've actually realized the other day that I don't need to try and take away what people feel to be true. That's not what my path is at all. But what I do need to do is share what I feel to be true. And so if people think the same way as me, then maybe you will find this information helpful. If you don't, I mean, maybe it'll help you just to open your eyes as to what a just regular flat earther thinks, because there's a lot of like propaganda against flat earth right now, and you know, just flat out lies that nobody in flat earth believes some of these things. And so I'm just going to go through and answer these questions from just a normal flat earther perspective. So hopefully you enjoy. So question number 1, where's the edge? So anytime we've been shown pictures of a flat earth, it is, you know, it's a square or it's a circle with a boat like falling over the edge, basically. So I personally think that there is not an edge that you can actually fall over. I think that the edge of our world it's Antarctica. Antarctica is a gigantic ice rim that is holding in all the waters. Like if you think of a lakeshore, all the water is held in by the sand or the land surrounding the lake. And so that's the same on the earth. Like all the water and the land are on the earth, and then Antarctica is just the circle rim that's holding all the water in there. So there's no edge that you can really fall off of. The edge is just the edge of, you know, the end of where the water is, basically, and where it turns to ice. And there's lots of speculations as what could be beyond Antarctica. I personally think that there's more land beyond, but it's probably thousands and thousands of miles away to where we can't get to it. And with the limitations that are put on Antarctica with the treaty and what you can do down there. You know, you just can't go down and free explore like we want to. So number 2, where does the sun go on a flat Earth? So on flat Earth, the sun is not 93 million miles away and is not 400 times bigger than the Earth. We all pretty much think that the sun is small, local, and close in our atmosphere, basically in our dome kind of thing. There's not really any way to figure out exactly how big the sun is because it's constantly moving. You can't triangulate it, and but so when the sun sets on a flat Earth, it's just moving out of our range of perspective. So everybody can see in a, say, 3-mile circle around you, depending on what you're surrounded by and atmospheric conditions, whatnot, but you can see in a circle around you. And so the sun moves over you and then just moves far away, and due to perspective, it looks like it's going down towards the horizon, but it's just flat out moving away from you, and it just gets too small to see. So, number 3, what is underneath the Earth? That is something that no one can possibly say because they tried to dig a hole into the Earth and they got about 7.5 miles down. That's the deepest hole ever dug into the Earth, 7.5 miles. And then their machinery started melting and breaking because the temperature was getting too hot. So, to me, I would think that there's definitely lava under the Earth, but then there's probably just ground or something under that. There's no possible way to know what's underneath the Earth because there's no edge to go around and under. You can't go under the Earth, and when we've tried to dig into it, it's gotten too hot to continue on. And so, mainstream science will tell you that the center of the Earth is molten iron core, but when iron gets to a certain temperature, it loses its magnetic ability. So there's no possible way that it would generate our magnetic field when it's molten. And since you can only dig 7.5 miles before it gets too hot, it's just pure speculation as to what the core of the globe Earth is. And so yeah, under a flat Earth, there's definitely magma, but other than that, you can't possibly know because it gets too hot to keep digging. So, number 4, what about boats over the horizon? Okay, this is great. People will constantly say that the Earth is too big to see the curvature of the Earth. But if you stand on a shoreline, you'll see a ship or a boat going over the curve of the Earth. Well, the thing about that is when you pull out your camera with any kind of zoom on it, you can zoom in on that boat and it's still right there. It hasn't gone away. It's just gone far enough away that it's too small to see, just like the sun. Okay, then you pull out even higher zoom as it goes farther away, zoom in again, and you can zoom in on it. You can continue zooming in on that boat until it's way beyond what you should be able to see on a ball. So you can't have the Earth be so big that you can't see the curve from the ground, but also have boats go over the curve from the ground. Boats are just simply going too far away for you to see. And when there's water in front of you, that will cause even less visibility, basically, because the atmosphere is just really thin water, and so on really cloudy days, the water it's increased in the air, and so you have less visibility. So when boats are on the water, they disappear pretty quickly because the water blocks the view of them, but they're not over a curve, they're just flat out too far to see. And if you bring out a zoom lens, you can easily see that yes, that boat is in fact still there. What about pictures of the Earth from space? Well, NASA themselves have admitted that all of their pictures are CGI, composites, computer rendering. I mean, just go on YouTube and type in Rob Simmons, NASA Blue Marble, and watch that video of that moron telling you exactly how he photoshopped the blue marble photo of the Earth. There are no actual pictures of the Earth. There's literally nothing but composite images, okay? Someone gets data on their computer and then they compile it into what they think the Earth looks like. And you can easily prove that just by comparing pictures from, just from NASA alone, comparing pictures of the Earth, you can see that they're all completely different. The colors are different, the continents are different, literally everything on them is completely different. And then you compare it to other space agencies, and it's obvious nobody knows what the hell the Earth looks like. It's so obvious. Just go and look at the pictures and compare them. And please bring me your top 5 that you know for a fact are real pictures, okay? Not composites, not computer images, not CGI, nothing like that. I want 5 pictures, real pictures of the Earth. Challenge. Number 6. Why are all the other planets round? Now, this is a huge thing that irritates me so bad, is the lack of understanding for the difference in round and spherical. So a dinner plate and a pizza, those are round, but a ball and a globe are spheres, okay? So that's a huge difference. So when people say, yeah, the Earth is obviously round, no, I think you mean to say it's obviously a sphere, which it isn't even that. But just know, round does not mean ball and does not mean globe. Anyway, so all the other planets, just because you see something in the sky as round or spherical or whatever, why does that have to mean that our planet has to be the same? Because to me, the other planets in the sky, they're just lights on the dome. They're not things that you can go to. It's not possible for gas to form into a ball in a vacuum. That's not possible. And so to me, everything in the sky, it just looks like a light in the sky. And if you compare amateur footage to NASA footage of the stars, they are 100% different. There's not even a comparison. What NASA wants you to believe is a planet, it's just a joke. They haven't given us a real picture of our Earth, so why would they give you a real picture of any other planet? So, yeah, it literally makes no sense. What about satellites and GPS? So, there is thousands of miles of underwater fiber optic cables that are for telecommunications and whatnot. GPS uses cell phone towers. It's triangulation. So the thing about satellites is you can watch NASA videos of them launching satellites on big balloons. So a lot of flat earthers will say that satellites just flat out don't exist. I don't think that they exist in the way that we've been told. They're not orbiting us around a ball, getting falling, and then getting slingshotted around the ball. That's not happening, okay? Satellites they're launching them in Antarctica. NASA are, and you can literally watch videos of that. And they launch it on this big balloon, and then it's up there for, a year or whatever. And there's been reported cases of satellites falling down, and they're still connected to the balloon and literally crashing back down to Earth. And I mean, that's pretty much it. It's like the satellite is just, so it's like you have, your flat Earth, and then you have your satellite launches up, and then it's just going up and above the flat Earth. It's not going around a ball, crazy around a ball. No, it's just going up and around, and they use it for who freaking knows what. It's like everything NASA does is a lie, so it's like whatever. I don't even know. But yeah, so satellites are real, but not in the way that we think. And yeah, GPS is just flat out ground-based cell phone tower communication. Which is why your GPS doesn't work when you're up in the mountains. Ever think of that? Like, shouldn't it work better since you're higher up and closer to the satellites? But no, suddenly you lose service and you're just in the middle of nowhere. Same way that planes have literally gotten lost. Like when you wrap the globe, or when you take the flat Earth and then wrap it into a globe, there's extra ocean that they've cut out, and then planes just go off the radar because they're not being tracked, because that part of the ocean is kind of cut out on the map, basically. So, number 8 is outer space real? So, again, it's not real in the way that we've been told. It's not a place that you can physically go. I mean, again, even NASA has admitted, like, we are trying to figure out how to get through the Van Allen radiation belts, but yet in the 60s, when they supposedly went to the moon, they got through them no problem because they hadn't discovered them yet. No, sorry guys, not buying it. So space as we have been told is absolutely not real. It's not a place that you can go. And honestly, why would anyone want to go to space? We live on an Earth that we don't have to think about it providing life to us, okay? We can walk outside of any building and there's air for us to breathe. Always, every day, okay? So, if you are living on another planet, you are trapped in your little spacesuit, hoping every single day, every single minute that you're in it, that nothing fails in it, because you instantly die if it does, okay? And if you're not in your spacesuit, you have to stay in your little contained house that was made for you, that has been, pressurized air, all this stuff. You'd literally be a prisoner. I mean, how awful. Like, why would anyone ever want to go to a place that you can't breathe, you can't live, you can't grow food, and, like, that just sounds like torture. I mean, and if anything goes wrong, like, say you're on Mars, you're, 9 months away or some bullshit? Like, you're dead immediately. Sorry, but it just, I'll stay right here on my cozy Earth. I need nothing more than to go to space. That just sounds like pure torture, honestly. Number 9, what about circumnavigation? So, if you look up the circumnavigation of the globe, there's only a couple people who have even claimed to do it. And the guy who got the record for it, he started in the north, and then he went south, 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 south. And then he turned around, and then he came back up, and they still gave him the record. Nobody ever has gone under the ball. Nobody. Ever. Okay? So to circumnavigate the flat Earth, it's exactly how the satellites and the sun work, okay? Got your flat Earth, and then you've got a boat, and the boat just goes in a circle, east to west, or west to east, or whatever, whatever way. That is circumnavigation, okay? Because you're going around the Earth, and you'll end up back where you started, okay? So it's not going around a ball, because you can't go under the ball. It's just going around on the top of the flat Earth, okay? Number 10, why is the moon upside down in the southern hemisphere, or hemisplane if you're a flat earther? So, if you go to DITRH's channel, he has a great short video where he put a picture on a ceiling light in his house, and he shows you how when you're standing in the north hemisplane, the picture is facing, looking towards him. And then he walks to the other side of his room, to the south hemisplane, and suddenly the picture is switched. It's flipped. So you're literally just viewing the same thing from a different angle. That's it. So something super easy that you can try yourself. Put a picture you could put a picture of the moon on your ceiling and walk around it and see how the angles and the perspective changes based on where you are standing, and then just imagine that is the Earth and you're looking up at it. So yeah, over here it's going to be right side up. Walk over here. Oh, now it's upside down. So that's pretty much it. Number 11, what about seasons on a flat Earth? Well, the sun, it is constantly moving in circles over the flat Earth, getting bigger as it goes out. Okay, so when it's here in the north by the Tropic of Cancer, that would be the south winter, because the sun is closest to the north. Okay, so as the sun spirals out and the spiral gets bigger, now it's spiraling out here in the big part of the Earth, okay? It's out here in the Tropic of Capricorn, and so now it's winter in the north because the sun is small, local, and close, and so it's too far away to give us the same heat, okay? Hence why the equator is basically always the same temperature, because if you look at the flat Earth map that we have, the azimuthal equidistant map, you'll see that the equator line, it's in the middle basically, and the sun it's either, so it's like, here's the equator line, and so the sun is like over here in the southern summer, but then once it's over here in the northern summer, it's still like about the same distance from the equator. So the equator always gets basically equal kind of sun. And so to me, it's like seasons work way better on a flat Earth than it does on the globe Earth. Like that stuff is just, I don't even know it. Like, now that I don't buy into it, it's just such nonsense. I just can't even understand now. I didn't see the lies before. Anyway, Number 12. What about gravity? Ooh, this is probably like one of the biggest questions. So I personally think that the Newtonian gravity makes a lot more sense than Einsteinian, because everything that I observe is heavy things fall, light things float, and it's all based on the medium that it's in. So if you drop something into water, it's going to fall differently. If you drop it into oil, it's going to fall differently. If you drop it in air, it's going to fall differently. Okay, so the medium really matters probably most about how quickly things fall. But I'm not a flat earther who just flat out denies gravity's existence. But the thought that there's bending of space time for gravity to work, that doesn't make sense to me. So Newtonian gravity makes a lot more sense because things do fall. Heavy things fall, light things fall, everything falls towards the ground. So I personally think that the Earth has a magnetic charge, and our feet have some kind of magnetic charge in them that attracts our feet to the ground so that we're standing upright. Okay? And so I think of gravity just it's kind of wrapped up in electromagnetism and density. Basically, like those words are just other words for gravity, kind of, because it's like the Earth has the electric charge, and then everything is charged in the opposite way to be attracted to the Earth. But to think of gravity holding trillions of tons of water to the bottom of a spinning ball effortlessly, while I can easily lift my hand. I mean, I shouldn't be able to get off the ground at all. Butterflies shouldn't be able to fly. I mean, how does gravity determine the difference in weights and how much it's pulling on something? Like it doesn't make sense. But if things are just being pulled straight down, that makes much more sense to me. So I think that gravity is just wrapped up in electromagnetism and density. So number 13, the Coriolis effect. So this is probably one of the most confusing points to me. Just because it's so, I don't know, it's so speculative, it seems. It's like people say that snipers have to account for the spin, but then snipers will also say, yeah, we've heard that, but we never actually use it. But then also, why wouldn't planes have to account for the spin? People say, oh, well, the atmosphere is attached to the Earth, but you can't have a Coriolis effect if the atmosphere is attached, because you have to have separate reference points to have the Coriolis effect. And so it just, I don't know. The Coriolis effect it's incredibly confusing, because snipers have said that no, we don't have to use that at all. Others have said they do. Some have said, no, we're accounting for the spin of the bullet. And to be honest, I don't honestly care enough about the Coriolis effect to really have that dampen my thoughts on flat Earth. That's just literally a minor bullet point that is literally doesn't even matter to me at all. So I don't know. I don't even care to bother explaining it more. I literally don't even care. But yeah, I mean, there's been reports of hurricanes going both ways in both hemispheres. I mean, it literally makes no sense at all. Um, Number 14. Why can't I see infinitely far? Okay, this is for the people who say, I'm standing on the shores of New York. Why can't I see the Eiffel Tower? Why can't I see Spain? And blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, same reason that you can't see the sun all the time. And same reason that you think the boats go over the curve. They're just going things are just get too far away to see. That's how perspective works, is the ground will meet the sky. Like, as you look away, the ground and the sky meet. And so, as humans, we have very limited sight distance. Our eyes are not good. They're not good. You can see a few miles, and then depending on, if you're on a hill or like if it's foggy or whatnot, that will determine if you can see farther and all that. But for the most part, we just can't see that far. And so to think that you could see 3,000 miles across the ocean to another city, that's just flat out absurd. So when things get too far from you, they get too small to see. If you have a long straight trail by you, you can have a friend just walk away from you and watch them get smaller and eventually they will be too small for you to see. They're just too far away for you to be able to continue observing it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Number 15. Is flat Earth religious? It is and it isn't. So Bible believers are finding that the Bible is confirming the flat Earth. It absolutely says that the Earth is flat and immovable in the Bible. So I personally, I don't really delve in religion. I think it's fascinating. I enjoy when people are able to explain the Bible concisely and all that, because I frankly find it incredibly boring trying to read it. I can't do it. It's so unbelievably dull to me. So I love when people can actually break it down and explain it. But the thing is that all the ancient texts about this world and ancient picture depictions are of a flat Earth. So, literally, like all old religions, like Mayans, like this and that, like you just look up pictures of a flat Earth through time, and like all ancient cultures and religions pretty much figured the Earth was flat. And so to me, I don't know, I just don't deal with religion because there's too much I don't understand about it. So I can't adhere to like Christianity or one specific religion, because I see truth and lies in a lot of different things. And so I just can't hold one book as ultimate truth, basically. And that's just personally my perspective. I just don't understand it enough to be able to say that, yeah, the Bible is conclusively true, but I know that it says a lot of very true things about the Earth and very interesting things. So yeah, flat Earth, it is religious, but it's not, because I'm a flat earther. I'm not religious, but I do believe we were created. This world was absolutely created for us. It's too beautiful and works too perfectly to just have exploded out of nothing and created all this beauty. And so yeah, I believe in the creator, absolutely, but there's just a lot I don't understand about religion, and that's pretty much it. But yeah. Number 16, what about the Flat Earth Society? That is 100% propagandized bullshit, just misinformation, straight up disinfo on that post. When I became a flat earther, I found the Flat Earth Society on Facebook because it was one of the only things available, and I realized I think I left that group within at least a week. I mean, I was not on there very long because I realized immediately that it's literally nothing but a disinfo page. It's created by Obama and that administration, and it's purely disinfo. Like the fact that they say that, oh, all flat earthers believe that gravity is the upward acceleration at 9.8 meters, blah, blah, blah. No, nobody thinks that. Literally, no flat earther freaking thinks that. Maybe there's a couple, but like, no, nobody thinks that. It's literally absurd. So yeah, that page it's nothing but disinfo. It's propaganda and it's garbage. Don't look at it. Number 17. Are all scientists, pilots, and the government in on it? Yes and no. The government definitely. I mean, they're controlling everything, and so scientists and pilots, some of them, yeah, they may know, but for the most part, they're just regular people just like us. They went through public schooling, they went through the indoctrination, they went through exactly the same stuff that we do, and it's pretty much one of those things that I don't think they have thought of at all. Like, it's just, oh, we all know the Earth is a globe. And so scientists, it's like everything they're doing, so steps 1 through 150 have been done by all the people before them. Well, now they're picking up at 151 and thinking that everything before them was absolutely true. Well, none of that stuff is ever like re-fact checked and like rediscovered or re-investigated, anything like that. You know, they just assume that everything is right that the people before us did, and they just go with that. And so pilots, I think they're probably getting the last couple of years, they are probably getting the most just hands-on experience of getting flat smacked, because I'm certain that every time they fly now, they have at least one person ask them about flat Earth on their flight. I mean, it's so common now that I don't know how pilots can't see it. I mean, I lost my train of thought. The instruments they use and their training is all based on a flat plane. Like, it's all based on a flat plane. And once you get up to cruising altitude, the pilot doesn't have to do anything. They can turn on autopilot and the gyroscope will keep the plane level, and they don't have to do anything except basically land the plane and take off. So I think it's just really, like, it's just such good programming that people have literally never thought about this stuff until now. As flat earthers are saying, hey, this doesn't make sense. Like, people are saying that we can see the boat go over the curve, but we're up here at 35,000 feet and it looks flat. It looks flat. Like, it literally looks flat. Like, Neil deGrasse Tyson even says that you shouldn't be able to see the curve in a plane. Like, you have to be even higher. But yet, if you get up to, you look at amateur footage of balloons that they've launched, 120,000 feet, no curve. No curve at all. So all the curves you're seeing are they're just CGI. They're Photoshops. They're fisheye lenses. It's just nonsense. So the government being in on it, yeah, they absolutely are. I mean, they created NASA to lie to us, literally. They made NASA to lie to us about the moon landing. And yeah, all the governments, like, if you truly and honestly think that the government is not lying to you or that they have your best interest at heart, like, I'm sorry, but you really need to wake up. The government hates you, and a lot of them literally want you dead because they see you as a burden. So, yeah, they're in on it. They want us gone, like, which is kind of silly because we're all the slaves and the sheep of the world, basically, like providing everything the world needs. And so if we were gone, then who is the government going to have to do their work? Like, it makes no sense. I don't know. But yeah, it's like the government is definitely in on it. Pilots and scientists, for the most part, they're just trying to do their job. And I mean, they're just unaware that they've been lied to, too. So, number 18. What about the other space agencies? Well, I mentioned that earlier. If you go and compare pictures from all the space agencies, I mean, nothing adds up. Like, so, like, look at the Apollo pictures from the moon. Think of how big the moon looks and how well you can see the detail. And then look at the Apollo pictures. Why is the Earth so freaking small? Like, it looks like garbage. And it just, none of those pictures add up. So still, my challenge stands. I'm looking for 5 real pictures that you can stand behind, that you say, yep, that's the Earth. I know it. That's it. Absolutely. So go ahead and try. But yeah, go through all the space agencies. They're literally all propaganda, and they're all a form of NASA, like they're just different words for NASA, like JAXA, and just it's like it's all the same. They're all just demon freaking groups paid to lie to us. Literally are. Number 19. Who's responsible? It's almost impossible. In fact, it is impossible to know for a fact who's completely responsible, because the true controllers and oppressors of this world, nobody knows their name. Literally, nobody knows their name. But the Vatican, the Jesuits, the Freemasons, all of them, they're all involved in controlling this world, lying to us, stealing from us, just killing us, literally. So, I mean, just take a look at who owns all the media. It's all the same people. Who owns all the just look at who owns the world. I mean, there's a very small group of people who own everything in the world. And yeah, they're just literally trying to control us. And so the highest up people, I mean, literally nobody knows their names, but yeah, going back down from there, just look at who owns everything. I mean, like, it's like the Vatican has an entire cathedral full of information that they're hoarding like freaking dragons, because they think that we're too much of sheep to handle the information, or they know that if we're given certain information, we can use it against them because we free ourselves from being their slaves. And like, the thought that slavery is gone is such a joke. We're all slaves, because try to get anything in this world without the necessity of money. And I mean, yeah, that was a depressing question. Number 20. Why lie to us? It's the ultimate control. The ultimate sheepery. I mean, these psychopaths who are controlling us, they literally hate us. And so if you're on a spinning ball in endless space with, possibly billions of other other planets like ours and maybe other people like us and blah, 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 all this shit, it makes you feel so unbelievably small and insignificant and that you don't matter. Okay? And that's one of the biggest powers that can be taken from you is the thought that you don't matter. So our world is pumped full of social media and fast food and TV that's just propaganda, movies that are just programming, music that's literally demonic garbage. This world it's quite literally pumped full of distractions. Like, have you ever thought about why porn is free? Why? Why is such a horrible thing given to the world so freely? Because they want to destroy you. They want you broken. These people, they're not even people. They're literally freaking psychopaths. They're demons. Demons on this world. They don't care about you. They want you to die. They want you to be miserable. They don't want you to feel like you're connected to other people. They want you isolated. Because when you're isolated, you're powerless. You're not a force when you feel defeated. But if you have community, you have strength, you have friends, you have support, you have all of that stuff, you're able to thrive. You're able to break these invisible chains that we're under. And so why lie? It's literally the ultimate control. It's to deny that we were created to be special, to have purpose, to do good things. That has been denied to us. It's been taken away from us because psychopaths told us, we already figured out, this is where you live, this is what happened. They hate God. They have discovered God and they hate the existence of God. So they are trying to destroy the thought of God so that they can be God. They want to be the ultimate control and the ultimate power of this world. And they are not. They are not unless you give them that power. That's it. It's the ultimate control, is to not let you know that you are special and that you matter and that your life is worth fighting for. Ultimate power over you. It's so disgusting. It's so infuriating. All right. The last question, number 21. What does it all mean? I think I pretty much kind of summed it up in the last question. Like, what does it all mean? Like, if you're floating on a ball in endless space, you literally don't matter. But if this world was created for you, it's so beautiful. It's so perfect. I mean, the world is perfect. It's so great. And so if you are not connected with creation and with the creator and just connecting with the world around you, then they're winning. I mean, they're literally winning. They're taking your purpose from you. You are not meant to be alone, to suffer these horrible things that you're suffering. You're meant to be, us humans are tribal. We are meant to be with communities. We thrive with success and with communities, with like helping each other. We thrive that way, and it benefits everyone, but there are people that literally hate us and want to take that from us. So the power is all in our hands, in that, are we going to allow them to control us, or are we going to stand up and say, no, you are not my master? That's literally it. If you stand up and say that, you might get knocked down, you might get hurt, but if you continue to get up and fight for what you know is true and right, you'll win in the end. Because demons don't win. Demons cannot create the beauty that's in this world. They're only here to destroy it for power and for money. That's it. They're destroying you, your purpose, because they are greedy, small, weak dragons that want all the money and all the power. That's it, 100%. So, this has been awesome. I really enjoyed doing this. I've wanted to do this for a really long time. I really hope that it helps someone just see us flat earthers. We're just regular people, and we've been lied to just like everyone else, and we've just come to a realization that the world is different than it's been told to us. And so I'm just going to end this by saying my top 2 biggest proofs of flat earth that are, to me, undeniable are the curvature. So there should be 8 inches per mile squared of curvature on the earth, and there's not. There's no curvature anywhere. So that's one of the biggest reasons I think the earth is flat. The other is that water always lies level. It always finds its level. Those are my top two reasons. And then, all the rest of the stuff was just what I think about flat earth. I love it so much. But, I really hope that you enjoy this video and that it was helpful and maybe eye-opening, and just, I'm really trying to get my channel up to 1,000 subscribers so that I can go back to my live streaming, as I really, really like that. And now that I can't do it, I'm like, wow, I want to do it even more. So, if you like my video, share it with a friend. Maybe get me a new subscriber. If not, then I hope you have a great day and a wonderful, wonderful life on this awesome flat earth. So much love to you, my friends.